You played basketball in middle school?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, who was on that team?
It was me, Dan Smith, Paul Brown. You remember Paul Brown, right? He was there for like a year. Anthony Lamborghini was on that team. Jaquan was on Muir. Buddha, Chum. I probably honestly never should have stopped playing baseball.
Yeah, I could have seen you doing well.
It was probably my best sport.
You think so?
Probably.
Come on, football and basketball. I feel like you.
Basketball was probably my worst sport.
Really? Huh.
I was never really natural. Like, I was never a great shooter. Like, I was a good shooter, like, 7th, 8th grade in, like, freshman year of high school. And then I started working out a lot, like, lifting, and I screwed up my shot. But it's funny because all of our friends, like, you know, we played basketball at Open Tut, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, Curcio, Kuna, Berger, like, all those guys. And it's always, like, everyone always, like, gives me, like, an open jumper. And I'm like, I'm trying to tell you guys, I used to be a sharpshooter back in the day. And I was hanging out with Mr. Smith, Coach Smith.
Yeah.
We were getting, over the summer, we went to Tommy's and got some beers. And he was like, can you still shoot, like, lights out? And I was like, no. It's like, this funny, like, I wish you could say it to my friends because no one believes me. He was like, I remember in, like, 8th grade, like, you were like a really good shooter for your age. Like,
yeah.
People, like, your, like, 13-year-old kids could not shoot, like, how I used to shoot. I think for me, the biggest thing is with football, I think football most strongly represents, like, the values of real life in terms of, like, discipline, sacrifice, like, just making you a tough person overall. Just, like, literally running into other full-grown men and trying to, like injure them. Like, you're not trying to, like, obviously injure them, but, like, you're trying to hit them. Like, you want to run through them. Like, doing that and knowing that, like, the person next to you, behind you, whatever, has your back, like, it's a very, I think football is a very emotional game. Like, that's what I mean, like, by that. I've shed tears while I've been playing, like, in the middle of plays. Like, it's overcome with emotion. In football, you get fucked up. Like, in life, you get fucked up. Like, scoring touchdown, I remember scoring my first touchdown in football as clear as yesterday. And, like,
Pop Warner or
Pop Warner. Like, I will never, there's no feeling on planet Earth better than scoring a touchdown in football, in my opinion. Like, it's just something, like, indescribable. Like, I remember I was in 4th grade. We were playing Toms River, but we were on Jackson Memorial's field. It was pouring rain. I remember my mom and Ryan Kuders were up in the stands, and I was playing running back, and I got I think it was a toss to the left. And I just remember, like, catching the toss and just, like, getting the edge and just taking off for, like, maybe, like, a 40, 50-yard touchdown. And I was like, holy shit, like, this is awesome. And, like, ever since then, I just love football. I never felt, like, rushed or, like, frantic. Like, everything was just kind of, like, slow motion, like, in front of me. And I felt like I knew just naturally, like, what to do or where to go. When I got to college, it was definitely not as, like, slow motion. I would definitely say that was when I was like, oh man, like, maybe I'm not as great as an athlete as I thought. Yeah, like, athletics was always just it's not like my parents ever, like, forced me to play. I think my brother just played, and, you know, obviously if you have an older brother, like, you just want to be like them, do everything that they do. So my brother was like, well, because my dad was a soccer star, so we played soccer, and then my brother in, like, 7th grade was like, I want to play football. So they let him play, and then I was in 4th grade, so I was like, well, Ian's playing, so, like, I want to play. So this interview is brought to you by Bud Light. Drink responsibly.